That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that's what we liked, was really the trees. My wife loved the trees.
Well, that was one thing that my wife liked about Hilly and the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife said to him, before he mentioned, he said, you know, I love a tree, and I hope you keep every tree I got there, except for a little concrete around for the house. And then, he said, Mrs. Munir, I love a tree too, and I guarantee you I'm going to keep everything in there. I had to do the chore, of course. The trees looks pretty, but when the fall start coming in and they start shedding everything under the sun.
It's a job, isn't it?
And I had to go out and pick up all that, and Vern and Betty did the same thing, you know.
Was this ever a gated community? Was there ever a guardhouse or no? No.
But we did stop at, they were going to open up Woodridge Circle to Highway 10. And one of the neighbors up on the next block got the whole group together, and we went en masse to the Hearst City Hall meeting and stopped that from happening.
Do you know about when that was?
Oh dear, don't ask me about it.
It was just a couple days ago, huh?
But that really
It
did
was fairly early.
save, I mean, we would have had all that. Back then, it was nothing but that nasty hotel there on Highway 10, and they didn't have any of the houses built that direction, so it would have been a lot of trash coming through here from there.
All it was back there was peacocks.
Oh, well, we had a peacock right down on our Briarwood Court, too.
Oh, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. The one couple that lives there had a peacock. And it was, somebody on Woodridge had a garden in their front yard, probably the only place that got sun enough. And that peacock just had a blast coming down there and helping himself to the tomatoes.
Yeah, people named Rickle had some
Ripple
property.
Park.
Well, they finally named Rickle Park,
Right.
but Cy Rickle was his
owner.
name, and they had some property in the house back there, and they had some peacocks.
They had the peacocks, too.
And man, they were on Highway 10, you know, back there, and you could still hear them up at their house, you know.
Uh-huh.
Was that part of the city of Hearst? Did he donate that land?
Yeah.
Or?
I think
Ripple
he did.
Park was that the kids used to call it Devil's Backbone.
You know, we had some pretty trees where now it's apartment. Do you remember that? All that area
Oh, back up
behind
there.
us was all the trees, and we wanted to, several of us wanted to buy it and keep it
I
as a
had one too.
park,
I don't know whether it was this one or not.
but we couldn't. Do you remember that? We all got together and hired a lawyer. And we didn't succeed though on one.
Looks like
Were you trying to stop the apartments from being built there?
Yeah, we wanted to keep a buffer in there and keep the kids who played there quite often.
Here's the,
And I guess they weren't too successful
No.
keeping that buffer through there.
They were going to have a buffer of like garden homes, you know, just one minute,
exactly like
and
this.
then the apartment.
Right here is a desk.
How about rattlesnakes or other snakes? Were
Yeah.
there a lot of snakes?
Oh, Vern got bit by a copperhead walking through Devil's Backbone with our son. And some hippie kid, I guess, was back there smoking marijuana, and he gave him, because they didn't have a car, he gave him a ride to the hospital.
There's the bookshelves here,
Osteopathic
but
hospital.
there's a desk right here.
And they gave him
Exactly.
anti-venom, and
It's that
he
field spring.
survived.
Obviously, he survived.
Survived.
Barely.
Barely.
Hey, now you guys are supposed to be sharing with all of us over there, and y'all are talking to yourselves, and you're not sharing with what's going on. So what are we looking at and talking about there?
Well, a fireplace and some bookshelves.
Frederico Park used to be on this.
Now, is your house in there, Sam?
Well,
No.
I haven't found it yet, if it is.
No, it's not there.
While you're looking at that brochure, Ed, you mentioned you told about the bow window. If any of y'all know about like the architecture, I know, or the bricks from the stockyards, which are right here. If any of y'all want to tell about any of those things, Ed.
Well, my house is built out.
Can I just go back to the alpha